Wall Street. Do it right, build wealth, live life, economic empowerment, real tips, insight on the new Black Wall Street. It's on the new Black Wall Street. He's your host.
All right, my beautiful people, this is ERGJ, your certified financial educator, back here with New Black Wall Street, the book club. It's the night shift. That's right. So we're going to go ahead and get our knowledge up. We're going to start changing the way we think so we can change the results that we have in our life. Of course, tonight's episode is brought to you by True Detergent. That's right. True Detergent, black-owned manufacturer here in the Atlanta area. We're doing free delivery to your doorstep in Atlanta. It's a 101-ounce bottle. 4 times concentrated, $15 for the bottle itself. That's 15 cents per wash. When we compare it with our competitors, Gain 16 cents per wash, Tide 20 cents per wash. Hey, True Detergent, make the switch. Oh, let me turn that down. I can't have all that. What's going on, my beautiful people? And so give you a couple of things that are going on while we are. Miss Nicole, did you miss it again? I don't know what happened. I sent you everything. Hopefully you got it. When to be in the building. Just a couple of announcements while we're waiting on people to join. We've got the stock market class for kids class coming up on the 18th. So if you want your kids to learn, this grades 4 through 8, you want your kids to learn about the stock market, to actually have some fun. It's called edutainment while they are learning. Then you want to get them signed up for that. You click on that. I think it's like $10 or $15, something like that. You go ahead and get your kids signed up for that. Grades 4 through 8, and they can start to learn about money at an early age. I get tired of it saying that. I wish someone would taught me about this stuff when I was younger. Well, we want to make sure that your kids don't have to say that. They don't have to say I wish, because you were bold enough to let your children learn about money. And if you don't know, Warren Buffett, who happens to be the 3rd richest man in the world, he started investing when he was 11 years old. So why are we holding our kids back? Don't do that. Go ahead and get them signed up for a stock market class for kids. It's going to be coming up on February 18th, in 2 weeks, next Saturday. We also have the Valentine's Day special investment session coming up as well. What's going on, April Graham? So you want to get signed up for that. If you want to join the kitchen table and start having conversations about money, what we're going to be talking about is what people are going to do anyway and how we can profit off what people are going to do anyway. What are they going to do on Valentine's Day? They're going to buy some chocolate anyway. They're going to take the boo out to dinner anyway. They're going to buy some jewelry anyway. What we're going to do, we're going to start analyzing some companies to see which companies tend to do well during that holiday season. Now, here's the deal. Wouldn't it be great if your boo thing, your sweetheart bought you some stock for Valentine's Day? Oh, my goodness. That'll last you a lifetime. That'll make that love strong, baby. But here's what we're going to do. We're going to look at some companies and see which companies tend to benefit the most from Valentine's Day. So you don't want to miss that session there. Of course, if you are a Club Millie member, then you actually get to come to that session for free. Yes, that's right. If you're a Club Millie member, you get to come to that session for free. What's going on, Godella? Club Millie in the house. If you're a Club Millie member, go ahead and put in the comments below, Club Millie, baby. Go ahead and put in the comments below, Club Millie. Hey, here's another thing. We got a Snapchat session coming up as well. And so we got Snapchat is going to be doing an IPO soon. That's right. They're going to be going public and allowing us to partake in their shares if we want to. We're going to be part owners of Snapchat. You know, the social media site that's the next big thing or the next thing coming, or it's already been hot, whatever the case may be. Well, we're going to be talking about this IPO. We're going to be talking about Snapchat. We're already talking about it in our group. We're going to be talking about it live and having conversations about, see, is this a great time to invest? So if you want to get in on that Snapchat session, we'll go ahead and sign up for that as well. But if you're a Club Millie member, you get to come for free. So, hey, you can go ahead and sign up, or you can join us today as we're on our crusade to help 1,000 people save and invest $1,000. Now, the last thing I got to say before we get into our book tonight is we have an exclusive session with yours truly, the CEO, ERGJ Enterprises. What I'm going to be talking about is how you can finance your own freedom. If you're a person that's saying, hey, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired of my job, you hate your boss, you're ready to do something different, well, you need to get a little counsel on how you can actually do that and transition from being employed to being an employee to being an employer, how you can actually go to being your own boss. So I'm actually having an exclusive session. It's a 2-hour session with 20 select people, whoever decides to join first. Where I'm going to walk you through how to walk away from your job, how to put an exit strategy together, how to transition from being an employee to an employer, or becoming your own boss. So if you want to go through that session, I'm only going to do this once, where I'm actually going to share with you my blueprint on how you can actually fire your boss for real, and you can actually put together what we call multiple streams of incomes to sustain you along the way until you build up this big dream that you have. Well, you don't want to miss that. I've already sold quite a few seats. Let's just put it that way. And I'm only taking 20 students. So if you want to sign up for that, you can. There are no discounts on that because that's exclusive. I'm doing this for Black Wealth Month. They keep saying, Evan, you want to share your blueprint? I'm like, that's my blueprint. Why am I going to share my blueprint? But here's the deal. It's all about us. So it's for Black people, Black Wealth Month. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to make history this month with our money. So that's what's going on. Nikhil, what's going on, baby? Wendy B, Della's in the house. So here's what we're here tonight for. We're here for the night shift. That's right. We're here for the night shift. We're going through the book, The Richest Man in Babylon. We are going through the 7 cures for a lean person, or the 7 cures to fix broke. This book right here is the book that changed my financial life. So that's why I'm sharing it with you today. And you can decide you're going to get the book. If you do, you can just go to www.ergj.net, www.ergj.net to get the book through us. But at the end of the day, I tell people all the time to get this book, and about 5% of people go get it. And see, when I first heard about this book, I went to get the book immediately. Everybody put in the comments below, immediately. There's something about having a spirit of immediately. When you see a good thing, you go get it. When you see an opportunity that's good for you, you pounce on it. But way too often in our community, we pass over opportunities repeatedly. And that's the acronym for poor. You're passing over opportunities repeatedly. This right here was something that cost me $10 to get, but it's brought back into my life probably about a 10,000% return. How would you like to get a 10,000% return in your life? All from simply reading a book. Now, the reason why we're doing this, guys, is because we want to change the way that we think, so we can actually change the results that we have in our life. So if you're having a financial problem, like you have a problem with your finance, like you are broke, busted, disgusted, like, you know, you got a hole in your wallet, like your bank account is shrinking, and we actually have to change the way that we think, change what we put in here so we can actually change our results when it comes to money, change our relationship with money. And so we're going through this book so we can give you the steps, the 7 cures to fix broke, the 7 cures to fix that hole in your wallet, the 7 cures to make sure your bank account is on swole. Hey, on to law number 7. No, you don't have a lot of time. I don't have a lot of time. Let's get it. What's going on, Anthony? How you doing? So law number 1, guys, was that we wanted to start we wanted to start the fattening of our purse. We wanted to start working on getting our bank account on swole. We wanted to start getting a surplus. And the way we did that, we was to pay ourselves first. Put in the comments below, pay yourself first. You want to pay yourself first. And what you do is you want to pay yourself 10% of everything that comes into your hand is yours to keep. 10%. So you want to pay yourself first. 10%. 10% of what comes into your hand should stay in your hand. 10% of what comes into your hand should stay in your hand. And this is how you start to 10%, 10%, 10%, day after day, week after week, paycheck after paycheck. Next thing you know, you got a nice little stash of cash. You got a nice little stash of cash. Now, after you do that, you say, hey, my bank account's starting to get up. I'm starting to like the feel of this. I know the stress is starting to leave my life. I don't have this money problem no more. And next, you want to control your expenses. And the way that you do this is you make your budget your best friend. So I want you to put in the comments below, my budget is my best friend. You want to make your budget your best friend. So here's what happens. When you budget correctly, many of you guys have not even budgeted for 2017, but you're talking about you want to get out of debt. You need to make your budget your best friend, because now you fix the hole, right? And that's starting to increase. But you still have a money problem. You still have a spending problem because your eyes are bigger than your wallet. Your budget is going to help you train your eyes so that you act your wage. Your budget is going to help you train your eyes so that you act your wage. So what you're going to do here is you're going to make sure that you have a destination for every dollar that you get paid. And here's the cool thing about it. Most of us know what we're going to get paid before we get paid. So we can put a destination on that dollar before we even get it, right? You know you're going to get paid on the first. You know where every dollar is going before you get it. And this is how you control your expenses. And here's the deal, guys. If it doesn't fit your budget, if it don't fit, you must have quit. Stop going to the grocery store without a list. Stop going to the grocery store with an appetite, but without a list. That's how you walk out with most stuff that you need. Go to the store with a list. This is what I'm going to get. And you know, matter of fact, it's on my list, and I've already looked where I can get it on sale. So I know exactly where I'm going, and I'm going to get it on sale, and then we're gonna hightail it on out of here. Every time you go to the store, their job is to sell you more stuff. And you got to tell them, no, I know your game, I know your tricks. No, I'm coming here to get what's on my list. Is it on the list? Number 3, man, The third cure is you want to make your goal multiply. This is where you go from transitioning from being a borrower to a lender. So you built your money up, right? You fixed that hole that's in your wallet. You fixed that drain that's going out. You've controlled your expenses, so your money's not just going. It's not just flowing through. It's not just flowing through your life like a stream. You actually holding on to it a little bit. Now you want to have this money that you got, and you want to start lending it out so that you can get interest, or you want to start investing it into safe investment so that it brings back a return. This is where you get your seed money. It comes from your discipline. Oh my goodness. Your seed money, it comes from your discipline. See, many of you guys are just waiting on your tax returns, right? But the reality is, if you had discipline, you wouldn't be needing to wait on your tax return. You wouldn't be needing to get back the money that's owed to you. Does that make sense? Like, you're waiting to get back money that's owed to you, that you gave away. You see what I'm saying? We should be disciplined enough to say, okay, I don't really need to wait on it. I mean, if it comes that's good, that's great. But I already got discipline has become my factor to make sure that I got money to be able to lend out. And too many times we sing the songs, but we don't practice practicality, right? We don't want to put it into practice. We don't have any method to our madness. You want to get to a place where you have money available so you can put it out of your savings account, out of your hand, put it into someone else's hand, and it's guaranteed to bring you back a return. So you want to go from being a borrower to being a lender. Okay? So that's the third step. The fourth step is you want to protect your treasures from loss. And this is the principle where you want to, where there's safety and wise counsel. Before you put your money out, you should have talked to somebody wise about that venture, right? In other words, you say, hey, I got this great idea. But an idea without counsel is kind of naive. It's a great idea, but you need to refine your idea, right? You need to refine your idea. That's why you talk to wise people. This is why I love the analogy of putting together the wise sage with the young buck. The young buck got the ideas. He got the creativity. He's got the enthusiasm, but he has no direction. The sage, the elders of our community, they have the experience. They have the know-how. They have at the very least, they know what not to do. They may not know what to do, but they know what not to do. So at least if they can tell you, hey, young buck, you don't need to do that, then that helps you as you are going towards your venture. So we need to take the wisdom of the ages with the exuberance of the youth, and we need to merge it and meet it in the middle. And that's how we build community. Let me say that again. The wisdom of the ages with the exuberance of the youth, merge them together, and now we got community. Now we are relevant. Now we are forward thinking, but we are also wise in our forward thinking because we are counseling with the sages. We are counseling with the elders. So elders, don't be in a position where you dismiss the youth because they got crazy ideas. No. Guide them in their crazy ideas so we can build up and we can remain relevant, because it's all about evolution. Every species must adapt. You can't stay the same. If you stay the same, if you do not evolve, you will become extinct. Everybody put that in the comments below. If you don't evolve, you become extinct. Think about every company that used to be here when you were younger. Think about some of the companies now that are actually going out of business, or they getting very close because they failed to evolve. So again, the wisdom of the ages with the exuberance of the youth. And so the youth, don't be so hot-headed and stubborn that you don't pay attention to what your elders tell you. They're not telling you this. They tell you it out of experience. I tell this to the young cats all the time when I go talk to the 15-year-olds and the 13-year. I was 15 once. You know that, right? I was 13 once, right? It ain't like I skipped over this age and this time that you're going. And that's what I tell them. You know that I was 13, right? So I know exactly what you're thinking. I know what you're trying to get away with, because I was 13 too. If you don't evolve, you become extinct. Number 5, man, you want to make your dwelling a profitable investment. Basically, here, the principle is you want to own your own home. There's something to be said about having stability in your home. We know what it's like when it's stress at the home. We know what it's like when the debt collectors are calling. We know what it's like when we're behind on our bills. But what happens when you own your home? And what we found out yesterday is that the loving seems like a little bit more sweet when you and your boo ain't got to worry about no bills. Something happened in the bedroom when there ain't no stress going on. I don't know. You guys got to tell me. You guys, the married folk, got the house and stuff. I'm just going to leave it like that. Anyway, you want to own your own home. You want to make that a profitable investment, but not only own your own home, but hopefully you also own your own land as well. And as you're going through the process of owning this home, you built up your surplus so that you can actually put a pretty sizable down payment on this house, so you can get the better rates and you can get a shorter term. Let me put that again. You've got your deposit, your down payment down to the point where you can get better rates and you can get a shorter term. Pay your house off sooner because you have done the things necessary. You made discipline. You know what I'm saying? You made discipline a priority in your life. Woo! It's getting hot in here. You made discipline a priority in your life. And then number 6, man, before we get to number 7, is you wanted to ensure a future income. This is where we start talking about retirement planning, insurance, and also estate planning. At some point in time, guys, you are going to leave this earth. And the question is, are you going to leave the next generation your bills, or are you going to leave the next generation benefits? Everybody put in the comments below, bills or benefits. You're either going to leave your next generation your debts, your bills, the things that you failed to take care of while you were here on the earth, or you're going to leave the next generation your benefits, the things that you plan to give them in advance. And that's what it all comes down to: retirement planning, insurance protection, and then also estate planning. So here's how it works, guys. You build your wealth up, right? And then you protect it, and then you transfer it, because you can't take it with you. You build it up, you protect it from loss, and then you transfer it to the next generation so that you give the next generation a head start. You give the next generation something that maybe you didn't have. See, here, the generational wealth cycle, it can change with you. The buck can stop right here because you're learning something tonight that maybe you didn't know before. Maybe no one talked to you about this before. Now you can go and get this book and you can read it to your kids. Like, this is our plan. It's a plan. It put it in the book, but they knew if they put it in the book, many people wouldn't read it. But guess what? We were smart enough to read it. Let's get on step number 7, man. 7th cure. This is going to be the last one for the night. And then we're going to move into, I'm going to do 2 more sessions on this book. We're going to move to the next book. Next book, man, I'm excited about this next book. I'll share it when we get down here. 7th cure. You want to increase your ability to earn. You want to increase your ability to earn. So this day do I speak to thee, my students, the one of the most vital remedies of a lean purse. Yet I will talk not of gold, but of yourselves, of the men beneath the robes of many colors who do sit before me. I will talk to you of those things within the minds and lives of men which do work for or against their success. So did Arcad address his class upon the 7th day. Not long ago came to me a young man seeking to borrow. When I questioned him the cause of his necessity, he complained that his earnings were insufficient to pay his expenses. Thereupon I explained to him, this being the case, he was a poor customer for the moneylender, as he possessed no surplus earning capacity to repay his loan. What you need, young man, I told him, is to earn more coins. What will you do to increase your capacity to earn? All that I can do, he replied. 6 times within 2 moons have I approached my master to request my pay be increased, but without success. No man can go oftener than that. So let's stop right here and then we'll pick up. So it's interesting that the last step is increase your income. We went through 6 steps and then we're getting to the last step. He's saying you need to increase your ability to earn. You would think that it would be first, but he's saying it last. It must be a reason why he's putting this as the last step, because you've got discipline, you got everything working for you, and now you get to a point where you can start thinking about, okay, how can I make more money? Now, so we're talking about increasing your income. And what he's saying here is that at this point, this guy is coming to him. He's saying, well, hey, you're in no position to ask to borrow money because you can't pay it back. so why are you asking to borrow when you know you can't pay it back? So how many of us have done that? You know what I mean? We asking to borrow money when we know we do not have the ability to pay it back. You know, like when you was in college, you got that first, credit card and you start using it, you ain't had no job. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, that happened to me. It happened to you. All that I can do, he replied. So he's saying, the guy's saying, I'm doing all I can to get a raise. I'm begging for a raise. How many of you guys have been in a position where you're begging for a raise? So let's not act like just because this book was written in 1926, that a lot of this stuff doesn't still apply today. So we may smile at his simplicity, yet he did possess one of the vital requirements to increase his earnings. Within him was a strong desire to earn more, a proper and commendable desire. Preceding accomplishment must be desire. Preceding accomplishment must be desire. So this is what I got to ask you guys. How important is it for you to get out of debt? How important is it for you to leave a legacy to the next generation? How important is it to you to make sure that the buck stops with you? How much of a desire do you have to change? How much of a desire do you have to build? How much of a desire do you have to transfer? It's got to be a strong desire. Preceding any accomplishment must be desire. If you do not have the will to do it, then it won't get done. If it's just lip service to you, then it won't get done. There's got to be desire. It's time out for idle chatter or talk is cheap. How much of a desire do you have to win in finances, in your money? That's something that's a heart condition. That's not a head condition. That's a heart condition. And some of you guys are on life support right now. Because you know what I'm saying? You don't have the desire, because you can tell in your actions if you have a desire. You can tell with what you decide to do when you clock out. Because when you clock out, many of you guys just clock out. You know what I'm saying? But some people like, I'm done with this job. I'm clocking back into the other thing that's going to build my fortune. What are you doing? What is the desire? Does it show up in your life? Or is it just talk, talk, talk? A whole bunch of hot air. The desires must be strong and definite. General desires are weak longings. But weak longings. For a man to wish to be rich is of little purpose. Let me repeat that again. For a man to wish to be rich is of little purpose. Are you just wishing, or are you working? Are you just wishing, dreaming, fantasizing, realizing, hoping, praying? Are you working? For a man to wish to be rich is of little purpose. For a man to desire 5 pieces of gold is a tangible desire which he can press to fulfillment. After he has backed his desire for 5 pieces of gold with strength of purpose to secure it, next he can find similar ways to obtain 10 pieces, and then 20 pieces, and later 1,000 pieces, and behold, he has become wealthy. So what he's saying here is, once you have the desire to get rich, once you have the desire to get out of debt, once you have the desire to accomplish whatever it is you want, whatever financial goal you want to accomplish, then you can start working on a plan in order to fulfill that. And once you have some success, everybody put in the comments below success. Once you have 1 ounce of success, you can duplicate that. You can double that. You can triple that. You just need to have 1 win. And I say this all the time, guys. It only takes once. You only got to strike gold once to become a millionaire. You only got to strike gold once to get rich. But once you have 1 win, now you got some stuff. Now you got some power behind you. Now you got history saying, I can do this. Oh yeah, I know I can do this. Look what I just did. If I did that, shoot, I know I can do this. I did this. I know I can do that. Woo! All right, so you find similar ways to obtain 10 pieces, then 20 pieces, and later 1,000 pieces. Behold, he has become wealthy. In learning to secure his one definite small desire, he has trained himself. Everybody put in the comments, go train yourself. Once you learn how to earn, then you train yourself to secure a larger one. This is the process by which wealth is accumulated. First in small sums, then in larger ones as a man learns and becomes more capable. Learn how to earn. Stop trying to win yourself to riches. Stop trying to pray yourself to riches. Stop trying to do all this stuff other than learning and earning. Go to work. Desires must be simple and definite. They defeat their own purpose should they be too many, too confusing, or beyond a man's training to accomplish. As a man perfects himself in his calling, whatever it is that you've been called to do, as you perfect that, as you train that thing up, if you keep practicing, you perfect it. Even so does his ability to earn increase. So what he's saying is, at one point in time, you were in this industry. And when you started this industry, you was a green pea. You know, you started out, I was in sales, right? They used to call us green peas because we was fresh off the block. We didn't know nothing. We just had some excitement and some exuberance. We're going to talk to everybody that came in a lot. But we had no refinement. We didn't know how to close a deal. We didn't know how to talk to people. We just knew, I just need to get some keys, take you on a test drive, and hopefully you buy. We were just hoping you buy. We didn't have no influence. Oh, put that word, influence. We had no influence. But then what happened is, as I was watching the other guys and I was seeing what they were doing, I was picking up little stuff. I'm gonna try that. Okay, I'm gonna try that. I started to refine my approach to the customer. And because I was refined, I wasn't in such a rush to try to close the deal. I gave him time to think. I gave him time to speak. I started closing more deals. I started closing more deals because now I was starting to build influence. Now, when they came walking the door, they saw someone that was confident that you're not walking out this door till you buy something. Influence. Started to have influence. I started to perfect influence. How to win friends. Woo! Honey. So in those days, when I was a humble scribe carving upon the clay for a few coppers each day, I observed that other workers did more than I and were paid more. Therefore, did I determine that I would be exceeded by none. Nor did it take long for me to discover the reason for their greater success. More interest in my work, more concentration upon my task, more persistence in my effort. And behold, few men could carve more tablets in a day than I. We need to repeat that again, because I think these three words we need to have more of in our community. Number one, more interest. Everybody put in the comments below interest. You want to have more interest in what you do, more interest in your work, more interest in your essay that you write. You want to have more interest in whatever it is that you do. See, too many of us don't have enough interest. Too many of us are so distracted when we go to the job and we're just hoping and praying we get that promotion. We don't have any interest, no vested interest. We have disassociated ourselves with the things that we do, and we're expecting them to see greatness in us, but we have not shown any interest in our work. How many guys go to work right now? You connected to people who, I used to do this. I used to walk down the aisle and I'll look, and all I saw was miserable people all down the aisle. I was like, I cannot do this. This is not the place for me. I saw people who had no interest in what they were doing. But the very few people that I saw who had interest, who had become an asset to the company, who was everywhere doing everything, they were getting paid. But all the little peons, all the little sheeple that were in these cubicles were freaking miserable. I said, something ain't right. If you just, I want you to do this. Just go to work one day, don't talk, don't speak, just walk and just start looking and see who's interested in their job. See who's not on their phone. See who's actually being diligent. Have more interest in your work, more interest in your studies. You want to learn how to make your money work for you, be more interested in it. We got people that signing up that won't even go into a class that's available to them. You got to have more interest in whatever it is that you want to do. You can learn anything you want to learn. You just got to be interested in doing it. All right. You want to have more concentration upon your task. Everybody put concentration. If you're really talking about being a day trader or a Forex trader or future trader, you want to do something, you're going to have some concentration. Like when it's time for me to make some trades, phone go off, internet, Facebook and stuff, I disappear. It's time to make some money. Most of you guys can get concentrated when you know money on the line, but you got to have more concentration, right? You can't be distracted. Some stuff you just got to turn off. Some stuff you got to stop listening to. TV got to go off. How you going to concentrate the TV on? You got to have more concentration upon the task that you're doing. And then also you want to have more persistence in your efforts. Too many of you, at the end of the day, too many guys quit too soon. You quit too soon. You just get tired of trying and you quit. But it's right on the other side that you're right there. If you got your interest, you got your concentration, now all you need is persistent effort. And I'm telling you, the one thing right here, if you persistent, man, listen, persistence can knock down any door. If I come to your house and I'm a stranger and I knock on your door, you say you're a stranger, I say, okay, I come back the next day, I knock on the door, you're a stranger, I come back the next day, I'm a stranger. Next thing you know, eventually you're going to see me in the neighborhood enough, you're like, okay, I guess he live here. I come knock on the door. Eventually you're going to open the door. You know what I'm saying? Because I've been there. I've been persistent. I clearly want something. Persistent. Man, some people just give up. So I tried once, I asked once. That's it. No, it's okay. Okay, they said no, go ask somebody else. You know what I'm saying? Go after what you want. If you really want it, you're not going to stop till you get it. And this is what I know about us people. We will not stop going after whatever it is that we want. When you wanted to get that girl, you didn't stop till you got her. When you wanted to get that car, you didn't stop till you got it. When you wanted to go on vacation, you didn't stop till you got there. But the question is, how bad do you want to be free? How fucking, ooh, I'm sorry. My bad. I'm about to go Facebook jail. Hey, how bad do you want to be free? Are you going to keep fighting until you can no longer fight no more? And then you're going to fight your way to freedom. That's what we're talking about. You have to finance your own freedom. Nobody's going to give it to you. There's been no peace without some war. So are you ready to go to war? And are you ready to keep fighting until we win? All I do is win, no matter what. All right. Woo! With reasonable promptness, my increased skill was rewarded. Nor was it necessary for me to go 6 times to my master to request recognition. The more wisdom we know, the more we may earn. The more wisdom we know, the more we may earn. That's where knowledge becomes your currency. That man who seeks to learn more of his craft shall be richly rewarded. If he is an artisan, he may seek to learn the methods and the tools of those most skilled in the same line. If he laboreth at the law of healing, he may consult and exchange knowledge with others of his calling. If he be a merchant, he may continually seek better goods that may be purchased at lower prices. So let me ask you this. Who do you hang with? Are you really trying to be the best at what you do? Are you going to the seminars? Are you going to the workshops? Are you self-educating and self-developing yourself to be the very best at what you do? This is what I talked about. I keep saying, I want, for those that are in Club Million, those that will be joining, I want you to be a leader in your field. Everybody put in the comments below, lead the field. I don't care what industry you're in. I want you to be the absolute best. I want you to be the expert in that field. If you are in healthcare, I want you to be the bomb-ass nurse. If you are a beautician, I want you to be the bomb-ass your hairstylist. If you are a trash man, I want you to be the best one. I want you to lead your field, because what happens is when we come together with collective thought, full of leaders in their field, whatever that may be, we all come from different walks of life. Now we can draw insight. Everybody put in the comments below insight. We can draw insight from the people who lead their field, because you know your field better than anybody else. So now when we have a Snapchat IPO and you just happen to be the social media expert, we can lean on you to get insight as it relates to social media. Because not only do you know Snapchat, you know LinkedIn, you know Twitter, you know Facebook, you know all there is to know about social media. And we can come to you and say, hey, what do you think? And you can give us wise counsel. Why? Because you lead the field in that industry. This is the power of collective thought. It starts with collective thought, then we move to group economics. Insight. You bring insight in your industry. And all I'm asking is that you bring it to the group so that we can use it to make some money. How'd that sound good? You go, hey, here's the deal. It's a fair exchange. You are going to exchange your insight for some money. How's that sound? I didn't say exchange your labor. I didn't say you got to work 10, 15 hours a day. What I said was you bring your insight and we get paid. How about that? Of course, I'm talking to Club Million members. Some of you guys ain't joined yet. Y'all don't understand what we're talking about here. You exchange your insight and we going to get paid. Bottom line. All right. It's getting hot in here. Let me take my jacket off, man. I'm about to burn up, man. Something going on. All right. So always do the affairs of man change and improve, because keen-minded men seek greater skill than they may better serve upon those who patronize them. Therefore, I urge all men to be in the front rank of progress and not to stand still, lest they be left behind. I urge all men to be in the front rank of progress. What does this mean? That as trends evolve, you evolve. As things start to change, you change. You be in the front. Matter of fact, you don't even follow the trend, you set the trend. Right? You don't follow the trend, you set the trend. So when I start talking about being a distributor, right? And trying to say, you know what I'm saying, screw Amazon, F Walmart, and I'm saying we're gonna be distributors of our own stuff, we setting the trend, and then everybody else gonna follow, and we get paid. So you be a trailblazer. Right? You can do that. You got this great idea, but you don't have the courage to go out and do it and make it happen. You connected to me, we're gonna make it happen, because I ain't gonna let you be fearful. We're gonna get that thing out of you. Because every one of you has $1 million idea. And I know you have the idea. But you look at this idea, you be like, this thing, just like it came to me, this whole plan, it's too big for me. I'm Gideon. I'm just this little guy. I'm David, and that's Goliath. Goliath is whatever. Oh, I'm Joshua, and I see the 12 giant men over there. Whatever. You looking at it like it's too big, but I'm telling you, it wouldn't have come to you if it wasn't for you. You wouldn't have the idea if you wasn't given the strength, you wasn't given the power to accomplish it. Now, you may not accomplish it by yourself, right? You may not accomplish it by yourself, but you will accomplish it if you just try and you be persistent. You might fall a couple of times, you might bump your head a couple of times, but if you know that you know that you know that this is what you're supposed to do, all I'm saying to you, and this is the message for whoever got to hear this tonight, because maybe I'm talking directly to you, just do it. That's it. Just do it. Every day you wake up with the same dream, and you have the dream, you know what it is, but you will not walk it out because you're scared. You're not scared of failing because you fail just by not doing it. You're scared of success. That's what it is. You are scared of success because you're looking at, man, when I start thinking about 1,000 people, right? We're going to help 1,000 people save and invest $1,000. Man, do you know what it's like to imagine? Can you imagine managing 1,000 people? Like, whose idea was that? You're going to manage 1,000 people? Do you know what it's like to manage 10 people, let alone 1,000? Right? That could be too big. But here's the deal. Here's the key. Don't focus. You want to recognize and understand what the big picture is, but you don't focus on the big picture. The big picture is too big for you. You understand where you're going, but you always focus on the next step. What's the next step? The next step for us is to get this investment club started. All that other stuff, I don't need to focus on. This is the only thing I need to focus on right now, making sure we get this investment club started. You see, all that other stuff is there. We know what's coming down the pike, but I don't need to focus on all of that. I just need to focus on this one thing. And if I can get this one thing done, guess what? That's a win. And when I got a win, I get pumped up. Okay, let's go for the next win. I urge all men to be in the front rank of progress and not to stand still. What do we say? If you don't evolve, you'll become extinct, lest they be left behind. And that's exactly what he's saying here. Many things come to a man. Listen to this. Many things come to make a man's life rich with gainful experiences. Such things as the following a man must do if he respects himself. He must pay his debts with all the promptness within his power, not purchasing that for which he is unable to pay. Stop putting stuff on credit. Pay your debts. Get out of debt. Stop putting stuff on credit. He must take care of his family that he may think and speak well of, that they may think and speak well of him. So as a man, it's our job to protect. It's our job to take care of our family, right? He must make a will of record that in case the gods call him, proper and honorable division of his property will be accomplished. If you have children and you do not have a will, that should be your next step. You want to make sure that whatever it is that you do own, that is properly divided, that you give it a destination should the gods call you to leave. Prince, they say he didn't have a will. I don't believe this, but they say he didn't have a will. So all of his wealth is going to be dispersed however the system wants it to be dispersed. I believe he had a will, but I think, but anyway, they say he didn't have a will. And how many people die or pass away without a will, without having told the system, told the lawyers, told whoever is necessary what to do with their estate? If you have kids, especially if you have kids, even if you don't, but especially if you have children and you have not established a will yet, please make that a priority to get done as soon as possible. He must have companions. He must have compassion upon those who are injured and smitten by misfortune and aid them within reasonable limits. He must do deeds of thoughtfulness to those dear to him. Thus, the seventh and last remedy for a lean person is to cultivate thy own powers, to study and become wiser, to become more skillful, to act as to respect thyself. Thereby shall you acquire confidence in yourself to achieve your carefully considered desires. These then are the 7 cures for a lean purse, which out of the experience as long as successful life, I do urge all men to desire wealth. There is more gold in Babylon. There is more gold in the United States. There is more wealth to be attained by my students than you dream of. There is an abundance for all. Go thou forth, go forward, and practice these truths that you may prosper and grow wealthy as it is your right. As it is your right. In the comments below, I want you to put in the comments below that it's my right to be rich. This is going to be hard for you to type because many people can't accept that it's your right to be rich. Now, I could say wealthy, but it just sounds better to say rich. It's my right to be rich, to live in the wealthiest land, in the wealthiest place in the world, the wealthiest land in the world, and to not be rich is a disservice to your family. And some people have a hard time accepting this one little thing. I go into the schools, I talk to the kids, they have a hard time saying, I want to be rich. But it's your right, right? You've been given, you've got the talent, you've got the ability, you've got the access. What's keeping you or keeping us from being rich? It is your right. But just because you have the right, now you got to go and exercise your right. Let me repeat that again. You may have the right to be rich, but the only way that you get rich is if you exercise your right. What good is a right to you if you don't exercise that right? What good is it to you if you don't exercise your right? Go forth and teach these truths to every honorable subject of his majesty, and may also shall liberally and in ample wealth of our beloved city. So he put them out he taught them, and he charged them to go forth and do what I told you to do. And then once you do what I tell you to do, and you follow these steps, then I want you to teach them to the rest of the men in the land. In this particular case, we want you to teach them to your children. 7 steps to cure a lean purse. 7 steps to fix broke. 7 steps to cure that hole in your wallet. 7 steps to make sure that your bank account is on swole. We've gone through all 7 of them, and hopefully you've taken notes. Hopefully you sucked it all in, man. But more often than not, hopefully you went and got the book. The book that changed my financial life, I now give to you. You can actually get it at my website at www.ergj.net. I recommend it to you. Why not buy it through me? But at the end of the day, I want you to take these principles that's written back in 1926. I want you to try them and see if they are true, if they still reign true today. And if so, then it's your obligation at this point to make sure you put them into practice. And here's the deal, guys. We can hear this stuff, and we can do 2 things. We can either decide we're going to buck the system or we're going to work the system. I decided for myself a long time ago that I was going to work the system. I was going to make this, I was going to bend the system into my favor. I'm done bucking the system. I'm done preaching and praying for change. I am going to make the change myself. And when you get this type of confidence, this type of drive, this type of desire to say, no matter what, everybody put in the comments below, no matter what, I'm going to do whatever it takes for me to exercise my right to be rich. Well, this is ERGJ, your certified financial educator. Hopefully you've enjoyed tonight. We've got a couple opportunities for you. We've got stock market class for kids. That's coming up next Saturday. So we talk about exercising your right. Why not also give your kids the right to learn about money? You can do that by clicking on that link above in the description above. We also have the Valentine's Day investment session, and also the Snapchat IPO session. Both of those are 2 different sessions tackling 2 different ideas. One, we're going to be looking at Valentine's Day and which companies stand to benefit from all what people are going to do anyway, which is they're going to spend a lot of money on Valentine's Day. So which companies look to benefit from that, and how can we profit from what other people are going to do anyway? We're also going to be looking at the Snapchat and the IPO process. So we'll be looking at Snapchat and also doing a class on what happens during the IPO process so that you can understand that. That's going to be another option for you to go ahead and sign up for today. Now, if you are a Club Millie member, you get to come to all of that, well, mostly all of that for free. Your kids get to come to the class for free. You get to go to the IPO session for free. We actually did a plan presentation today that went through the whole plan so that those who are not a part of Club Millie could get the information that you need. But in the event that you're saying, hey, I heard all of that, and I want to go ahead and sign up for Club Millie today, I want to make a $20 decision today that'll change my life forever. Well, you can do that at www.ergj.net. Just scroll down to the membership section and click on Club Millie and follow the instructions there. And then you will become another member of Club Millie. You'll become one of the 1,000 that's going to save and invest $1,000 this year and have the opportunity to practice not only group economics, but also come together and practice what we've done tonight, which is collective thought. 2 heads are better than 1, but 1,000 heads are better than 2. And that's what we're doing with Club Millie. And then the last option that you have available to you, if you want to have a sit down with me, I'm doing an exclusive time where I'm going to help people understand how they can walk away from their job. putting a plan in place, which is what I call the exit strategy, and then also putting a plan in place in order to develop multiple streams of income. What is multiple streams of income, guys? Well, here's one stream, all right? Classes, that's another stream. You know, I can go through a whole jam, but I'm saving that as the exclusive for the people who are serious about change. They're serious. They like, I'm sick and tired of this. I got to do something different. I don't have a plan. Well, I'm going to help you have an individual plan for your life on how you can actually take control of your life if you are in that position. So we've already got people that signed up for that. You can sign up for that as well. I'm only taking 20. I want a small, intimate crowd so that we can have some interaction and we can get your stuff. We can bring you from a place of problem to a place of solution. Too many times we're focused on the problem. Well, you need someone that can help you change your eyes off the problem and get over here to the solution, and we can put down the strategy together on how to tackle that. At any rate, this session is brought to you by True Detergent, TRU Detergent. That's right, Black owned and manufactured. We're doing delivery to your doorstep here in the Atlanta area. You can give us a call at 678-851-2400, 678-851-2400. 101 ounce bottle for $15. That's 15 cents per wash. Gain 16 cents. Tide 20 cents. Why not give your brothers and sisters a try so we can do this thing that we talk about? We can practice what we preach, which is group economics. Well, I'm ERGJ, your certified financial educator. It's been a plum pleasing time with you guys here tonight on the New Black Wall Street Book Club. Remember this: it takes a village, but it starts with us. Let's build as we climb together. Guys, have a good night.
Thanks you for joining the show. We gave a lot of great tips, but it's time to go. Take the knowledge we shared, hope you use it and grow. We'll see you all there in the next episode of the New Black Wall Street. The New Black Wall Street.